It's getting cold, this late in the night. Time to call it a day. The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It only takes you moments for the world to fall away.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother.
Recorded in you, forever, on Faraday.
No, you're spinning tapes at the discotheque. The great unceasing disco of the mind. The flash. On and on it goes. For untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising. Above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth.
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. You can never forget this shit.
All stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent, picking up litter and old newspapers, collecting your little bubblegum.
reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will.
For the money, baby. For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth. There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
'Cause only love can... Beep, beep, beep! The alarm is ringing, Harry! The disco circus goes on and on! You barely slept 3 hours last night!
Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time. Good. You're up. Listen, there's something that's been bothering you for a few days now. It's a suspicion, or a feeling really, that things are not quite in hand around an earth-shattering deduction from your psyche. What will those guys come up with next? Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly, out of control. The center isn't holding. And despite your efforts to moderate and contain these energies, things only seem to be getting worse. Oh, sure. You've been making progress on your case, interviewing people, solving side tasks. But who's focusing on the big questions? You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité. The most awesome, terrible thing. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations, agencies, offices, and portfolios. Harry, you're thinking about this too narrowly. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues, the human welfare index, the price of staple goods, the transition to real democracy. Whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can't simply seize la responsabilité for yourself, like a committee. Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez. Your half-brother, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start. Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Revachol. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves. Most likely, your findings will be collected in a report, which will be carefully reviewed by your superiors. Once they've reviewed it, those same superiors will produce a set of recommendations to be taken up at the next meeting. Rest assured, no matter what happens, it will be done through the proper channels. Good luck. Your report is eagerly anticipated.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, such as it is.
Yes? Yes. I don't know what to say. Perhaps... I'm not really sure about this turn of events. I think the mutton chops might have been a better idea. They sort of seem to cover up some of the...
Yeah, damage. He means damage.
Either way, good on you. You were saying? I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject. If you ask me, it's high time for you to set aside these frivolous side tasks and focus 100% of your energies on the case before us. Why are you pronouncing it like you're a coalition bureaucrat? You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for? Now I understand. Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility. Fascinating. And here I believed your recent turn towards moralism was just an act. In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee. If you are serious about this, you might keep your eyes out for any coalition officials we might happen to run across. Now, was there anything else?
Go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some...
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officer.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it. To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the A81. Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary! We can go soon! If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up if you prod a little.
Real. I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does. My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen. No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close enough to keep...
Interesting. Something for later, this close call.
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
Most establishment scientists only care about reputation and remuneration, not real research, and certainly not the truth. They're a cowardly lot, and both the field and basement archives can be dangerous places. It's not child's play, just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often. No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name. Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemnee, which is 4,082 items long. About 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes. 2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection. Yes, the Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Grad, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching. Do you know what the success rate in pharmacological research is? 0.00003% of bioreactive agents have reproducibly beneficial effects. Yet
He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising him or swaying his opinion.
yes, well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick. Yes,
More than some, he admires this about her.
simple. Attracted by the at least, that's the intention. The net isn't a path of locusts. Nearly all known.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over a meat-eating stick insect. Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps.
Not a big fan of skepticism, this one.
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife...
Yes. What? Well, good question. Being a phasmid, and I suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques. It's my hypothesis, but I cannot describe how these defences work. I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodeozoensis, is about the size of a grown man's typical rookie assumption. Insect, even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasm. Very little. Not yet.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition. Yes, it's the first credible sighting in several decades. I have to resist. Yes, the females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions. Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But and I'm eager to return to her, my wife, and
Come on, Morale. We've been...
leave the trap.
Come on.
What? Let Lena down? Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the phasmid somehow.
Of course it's important to her. Yes, that's suffice to say. It's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon court. Good. A good quality to...
I could go for some trap setting.
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer. Yes, indeed. There are 4 in total. The third is set near... You should check...
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture? Is it?
If you think it's important, you have been right before.
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
That's highly unlikely, officer. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week. Your choice. As I said.
But you feel you should have it on you. So don't mess around. Take the pheromone. It'll make you sexier.
Right. Which means you took...
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Finally.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, but what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
All right?
We would have to discuss. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
That's impressive, I guess. But have you seen it with your own eyes? Of course you haven't. I haven't had a chance to travel to Cope. I fear this.
Yes. Sightings of mirages are constant. It remains unclear what this has got to do with you seeing it, as he was inquiring before. He was just being defensive.
A Willow person. It's a long story.
Willow people? Not at all.
They're not people. They're very, very thin. Almost flat, in fact. And can camouflage themselves easily. You probably have. Gary and I, after waiting, I chased him.
A lavender shadow.
I know you. Furthermore,
He makes it a real point here to sound falsifiable.
confirmed. It's 100% verified, by all means.